Yo, this is Wes with the Hard Luck Show. Come check us out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, bitch.
Bitch.
Your brother, face with hard luck. Face with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Listen, come on over here and have a strawberry wafer.
Get on over here, son.
Get over here and grab a wafer. No, the one in my pocket. Come here and get a strawberry wafer out of Grandpa Luck's pocket.
All right.
Stick.
That's not true.
Now, Brian said, I'm driving. I'll call you soon.
Oh, okay.
That's not true.
Can't wait to get that guy back on here, man.
Oh, he's coming on.
What do we got?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I
what's
know
up, guy?
you'd be more excited.
What's going on this morning? Good morning. Whoa.
Wait, good morning. But I know that Sean would be more excited about this show had his Niners done the deed last week.
Hey, man, this is going to be... Listen, guys. Wait a minute.
Brian,
Hold up,
Steve,
Brian.
Stop the presses.
On the bottom of the phone.
Maybe.
Sean, Saved by the Bell.
Brian. What's up, brother? Where are you?
Bottom of the phone. Yeah.
Dude, I just got a new phone, so I didn't have your number locked in yet, so I didn't know it was.
Yeah, I'm fucking texting you and calling you. You're like, who is this, man? How's that supposed to make me feel,
New
motherfucker?
phone, who
I
dis?
didn't recognize the number, Julio. The number didn't come up.
Julio.
You come into L.A., I'm trying to carry your ass, and all of a sudden you don't know me.
You're locked in now, fool.
Yeah, Brian, what's up, man? What are you doing, and how's your foot?
How's my foot?
How's the foot, and how are you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm just fucking, I'm doing what I'm doing. Trying to survive.
What are you doing?
Where is he at?
You know, I got Chumahan, Sean, Schwartz. We're all here.
Hey, what are you actually doing, though, Brian?
Chuma who?
Oh, it's like that, huh?
Chuma who?
Oh, he got jokes. Oh,
very
hey,
funny.
I just saw your car get towed by.
Hey, it's nice to hear from you guys. How you guys doing?
Brian Stevens.
Where are you
Bam.
at? Where are
I'm
you?
here.
Where are you?
Where
Yeah.
is he?
I'm in Utah, man. I'm in the fucking land of LDS.
Oh, so are you joining the Mormon church? Is that true?
No, absolutely not.
Are you not trying to get like 3 wives?
No, I'm cool with one. I'm cool with just one, dude. I'm not even sure I can handle one.
All right. And do you still have your car? Did you get a new car?
No, I still got the same one, blue one.
Uh-huh. And is your probation officer cool with you still?
Dude, I'm on parole, Julio.
Oh, free man.
Oh, you didn't tell me?
Yeah. You were supposed to call me when you
You knew I
discharged.
was off. I got off July 6th. Well, you know I was off.
Hey, Schwartz is gonna
July
take
6th.
Schwartz is gonna
Yeah.
take. Hey, Schwartz is gonna take you to Crazy Girls.
To what?
Crazy Girls, bro. You want to see some strippers?
Crazy girl,
Free
let's
lap
go.
dance. They're talking about getting you some lap dances when you come back to LA. Are you down with that?
I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to come back to LA. I can start a new job on Monday, on the 14th. So
Are you working selling the cars? Are you still doing the
that
salesman?
fucking fool never came through, dude.
All right. So what
So
are you
then
doing?
you were working at what was it? You were working.
No, I'm working at a medical thing where it's a shipping and receiving in a warehouse.
Wait, where were you just working at?
I was when?
Doing the delivery for who?
Oh, Domino's. I still do that on the side.
Oh, that's cool.
Domino's too.
Yay.
Okay.
I just drive Lyft, dude. I just do Lyft most of the time.
You were doing it, but you were working for Amazon, right?
Oh yeah, Amazon.
I mean, what do I got to remember your life or what, man?
Dude, that
Okay.
shit was killing me, bro. I had to get away.
You were just working at Amazon the last time I
Yeah,
talked to you.
just
So
Amazon,
you're now not working at Amazon, and now you're working at Domino's too?
Yeah, I just do it on the side. A friend of mine runs is the manager down there, so I plugs me in for little deliveries once in a while.
Okay. Lyft, yes or no? Lyft still
Yeah,
going?
Lyft I'm doing.
yeah.
And the new place is shipping and receiving for a medical plant?
Yeah, for a medical place. They make it's a plastic and where they make plastic molds for like diving bags.
They make plastic molds for dildos?
Yeah, for dildos. They do that on the side.
The left side or the right side?
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
What are you guys doing? You guys doing a podcast right now? Or you just finished?
Nah, we're just hanging out,
We're
laughing.
sitting here. We got fucking 2 female strippers sitting here.
What?
Yep, from
Yeah.
Silver Rain.
From Silver Rain. Angela and Renee. Say hello, Angela. Say hello, Angela.
You're doing
And
line-
Renee.
doing
Say hi,
line-
Renee.
my dick.
So we called because I said, They're like, yeah, there are no more nice guys. There are no more nice guys. And I'm like, yes, there are. And they're like, no, there's no guys that are gentlemen, and they all treat women like shit. And I go,
no idea.
Listen, we have a guy, handsome, 6'2",
With a big schwanz.
blonde, older guy. He did a bunch of time in prison, but there's the sweetest guy, and they're like, oh my God, I go, we're gonna bring him on air, and he is the real deal. He's a gentleman.
Absolutely. Give her my number.
Well,
Right, but we told him no games, no head trips, no gold diggers, all that stuff.
No, because
Thank God, because that seems to be that's all that exists these days.
I know. Thank God I got married when I
There's
did.
hardly any ladies out there as well.
Right.
I mean, it's just been one bad experience after the other.
For these women.
No, for Brian.
For Brian, dude.
Man, dude, I mean,
Hey, Schwartz,
he
what
needs
the fuck's
somebody
wrong
that
with
he
you?
can take
and
home.
then like
Treat them nice, they take advantage of you.
That's
and
right.
They take full.
Story
know
of
what-
my
you know-
life, brother.
Or the problem with the last one, she didn't even explain anything. Just left you hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we still talk. We're good friends.
Oh, you do?
Right, but
What?
the
one that left you hanging, you're good friends with?
Well, she didn't leave me hanging. It wasn't like we were getting married or anything.
The one that you said, I don't even know what happened. She just stopped talking to me.
Yeah, she got cold feet and backed out. So yeah, we still talk. We've been friends for 5 years, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've known her for a long time.
Right. This
All right.
isn't no fly-by-night thing. Listen,
I
Brian,
don't just jump into things, you know.
you just
No.
because you're all in, you're all heart.
But the gold diggers on the fucking
Oh,
on the
my God.
Instagram,
I mean,
bro. How are they all calling and getting a hold of you and asking you to deposit money in their account? Why are you like? It's always, but why? What do you? But what is that? How do they? Why?
He's looking at the wrong profiles.
Well, actually, they call me to get to you, but I always protect you and never give your number out, bro. Because I don't know your number. So.
Okay, I got it.
Right.
Yeah,
No, because they know that Brian Stevens is a gentleman, and they know that they can take advantage
No,
of.
because his profile said
not
something
true.
like I'm lonely and looking for love or something, right?
Lonely and looking for.
What was it that you had as the title? You had something like that, and
I
they're
don't
like,
know.
oh.
I thought that was
looking
Schmitty.
for the.
How come you didn't invite me down to this show, bro? How long you guys know this show was going to go on?
Brother, when are you coming?
You have an open
You
invitation.
told me I drove down yesterday.
Dude, Ryan, we want you on the show.
Next
we want you to
weekend.
come into L.A. You can stay the night over at my sober living. You can spend the night. Come on.
Maybe I'll come next Saturday.
Yeah,
about vote?
9 a.m.,
No,
bro.
Sit in. You come in. Yeah, you can sit
9
in the whole.
a.m.
No,
Yeah,
he's
you
up
can sit
at
in the
4
whole-
in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Brian, you could come in and you could sit through the shows with us and do a few. Come on, man.
Let's plan. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. We
So
will.
next Saturday, I'll come down Friday night and Saturday and hang out.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Absolutely.
I'm being serious, bro. I'm not fucking.
We're
bullshitting
not-
now.
No, we're not playing either.
All right.
You're gonna come Friday and spend the night and do the show
Right.
Saturday and then go.
Right.
Rachel Sterling's gonna be here.
Yeah, Rachel. Yes, you had her on enough, bro.
Oh, you've listened to all her episodes?
No, actually, I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she was asking about you.
Yeah, right.
Boom. She was asking about you.
Yeah, I'm not her type, bro.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't think she's looking for. What is she? Would she be considered a gold digger? I don't think so. She's got her own money. So.
She makes her own gold. She's looking
Yeah,
for a
she got
guy
her
to
own
help
cash.
her. She's looking for a guy to help her organize her money. Can you do that?
I'm the guy.
Listen,
She's looking for a guy that'll just stop hurting her.
Oh my God, that's terrible. See,
So, are you that guy? Are you that guy? Would you not hurt her? Would you treat her right?
Well, of course I would if I was. I treat all women right.
Of
I
course.
was raised
of
by
course.
I was raised by 3 sisters and a mother, bro. So
That's right.
That's where I get that side of me from.
So you get that.
You're in touch.
You know what's up.
All right.
So there you go, ladies.
You walk on
See,
the right
ladies,
side. You always walk on
this
the right
is a
side.
candidate.
All those
These girls are blushing. They're blushing. So I'm gonna fucking.
Actually, I don't
we're
think these
sending
ladies
you
should
away.
come anywhere near Brian because they might not be good enough for Brian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Serious? No, I mean from a.
Yeah, that's Shumahu saying that.
This girl here with the big tits. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, come on,
But
Steve.
she's
Be a
gonna. I don't want you
gentleman.
taking my buddy. Hey, I don't want you taking my buddy for a
No,
ride.
no.
I don't want you taking my buddy for a ride.
No,
over
Brian
there.
needs-
He's been hurt enough already.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, I've got my heart broken enough times.
Brian, you need an equal partner, right? You don't need to be
Yeah,
doing
and
everything.
Listen, just so you guys know, big tits aren't a big deal to me. So.
Okay. I was
Right, of
about to
course
say,
not.
yeah,
Of course
See,
not.
that way you're in.
It's not a deal breaker.
Right.
It's not
What about about this Asian girl with the
It's more about substance.
Right, you're looking for is foundation and real talk.
Something we can build on.
That's right.
Not add to, something we can build on.
Exactly. You don't need a kid. You need a partner.
Yeah, I need a woman.
A woman.
A real one.
A real one.
Right.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
can make her own way. Doesn't need me to support. Doesn't need you to find her.
An independent
just
woman.
Make her own way.
Right. You guys are a
Equal
team.
partners.
How can you build an empire if you don't have somebody who's willing to put as much time in it as you are?
That's right. That doesn't even have a foundation.
That's right. You don't need a pit. You need a foundation.
Yeah, there's plenty of those out there.
Right. Who needs the pits?
Yeah, who needs that?
All
So
right.
these girls work? I haven't been to a strip club in forever, bro.
I mean, they're
Well, we got lap dances waiting for you over out here.
Oh yeah.
Studio?
Hey,
That's why he's coming next
you
Friday.
come down here. You get a choice. It's either a dance on the laps or relapse.
No, we'll dance on lap. We don't relax.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, listen. Can you handle strong nipples? Because these girls got big nipples.
Man.
Okay. All right. Hey, ladies, can you handle Mr. Steven Sourdough? Because he's got a pretty big Johnson.
Yeah, that's not going to handle that. That's the only thing my dad left me.
This dude tried to tell me, he goes, hey, man, I'm fucking hung and tell me this shit. I'm like, okay, that's great, bro. He goes, no, check this out. He shows me this video.
Hey, what?
Hey, he posts a video. He's very proud of himself, you guys. He's busting out a video. He got a video he carries in his back pocket. If you doubt him, you don't doubt Brian. He'll put the video in
Hey,
there.
listen,
Put it right in front.
he's got a GoPro tied around it right now.
I swear to God, it looked like they were fucking doing a fucking tooth extraction on this chick.
He calls it.
They're trying to do a tooth extraction on her with a fucking hose, with a fire hose.
They call it the salchicha cam.
All right, partner. Well, listen.
All right,
next
you be
week, man.
safe over there.
Hey.
Next week.
I'll call you before this week, bro.
All right, Dodger
All right,
Dog.
guys,
They call him
thanks.
Dodger
Hey,
Dog
where's Sean
Brian
at?
Stevens.
Is Sean over there quiet as a mouse? What's going on? Is he embarrassed or something?
Yeah, he's rubbing himself while you talk.
Sean, knock that shit off.
Yeah, Sean, knock that shit off.
Don't go beating the brakes off nobody, all right?
Hey.
They put you in jail up here for that shit.
Right.
All right, Brian. I'll talk to you during the week.
Don't
but
join
I will,
any cults.
Next week it's on, right?
No
For
cults.
sure it's on.
Okay.
All right.
All right, bro.
Listen.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye, guys.
Hey, so listen, speaking of Brian Stevens, when we had Rachel Sterling in here with Brian, right? And we had that massive blowout where he confessed to being a Trump supporter and all that other stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the one where I have a little video.
Yeah. Listen, there's a quote that you do in there because you get to a frustration point where you've tried to explain to your buddy a million different ways, like, bro, you're attracting like a weird chick. And he doesn't hear it, right? Mm-hmm. And he's fighting and fighting and fighting. And finally we have like Rachel Sterling there. And we asked her like to look at his profile and like, okay, can you
Look at his
please
sandwich picture. Look at these eggs. I mean, you really look at the toast. I mean, look at the toast and how it's crispy on one end.
how it's burned right in the middle, but the rest of the
pickle
bread is
bitten. There's a bite out of the pickle. Like, really take that in.
take a look and really look at the salt and pepper that looks like it's in a camper, like
some mobile fucking home somewhere.
So then she gets ready to tell him. And for some reason, you make this quote. Listen to this. And maybe you can help explain like what your
Give us some context.
frustration level was here. Okay, ready? Listen.
And relax, because this is a fucking woman that we're not telling what to say.
You're telling Brian to relax. Listen to this. Listen to this.
And relax, because this is a fucking woman that we're not telling what to say.
What do you think? It was like a setup or some shit?
Yeah, he was. He was kind of treating us like
I
we're
wanted him to hear her.
Yeah.
Right.
And you told
Take
him,
it in, man. Take it in.
relax. This is a fucking woman.
This is-
That's so
you
good.
need this right now.
And then, listen, here's another one from Steve that I love that I put up in here just in case. This is when I told Steve, shortly before I quit energy drinks, right? And Steve was like, well, how many energy drinks do you drink? And I'm like, I don't know, about 5, 6 a day. And this is how you responded.
That's gnarly, dude.
Is that?
It is.
You're like, dude, you went straight surfer.
That's gnarly, dude.
Is that?
Hell
It's like some straight Shaggy and
That's
the fucking
Santa Monica
bus.
shit.
I've said so many things to you. You've never been like, that's gnarly, dude,
Right.
until I told you I drank that many energy drinks. That like set you off.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
So we got a big game coming up next week, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I
Is that your
doing
segue?
job?
No.
that's
I
not-
like your
that's
little
not-
segue.
Hey, man. No, I want to get back.
That
I
was a
wanna get
lucky
back to
segue. You go right, just drop the hammer into it.
It was a crowbar.
Yeah, it was
Show
like,
over.
like
Yeah.
No, but the best is you
So what
guys.
about the fucking Super Bowl?
no, he just
Hey,
gave me like a
Shut
fucking.
the fuck up. It's Super Bowl time.
I don't know if it was
Yeah.
seriously like his eyebrows started to twitch. So I'm like, oh shit.
What about them now? Well, you entered into the whole thing going, well, I think that Sean be a little bit more excited.
Yeah, no, hey,
49ers.
that's true.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it is, but it's a
Yeah,
way
no,
to go
hey.
into it.
No, listen, what's the best of it is.
Let's come in right in through the fucking the loss of 49ers. We'll just start in that way.
Right, he falls through the roof when he's like, "Hey, we got a big game coming up, don't we?" Which it's like the Super Bowl.
And it's all aimed at Sean.
Yeah, but then when he looks at me, Schwartz does this thing where he gives a little nod, like, "Come on, bro." He goes, "Come on,
Like
motherfucker."
everybody's
hop
slow
aboard.
and blind and in the dark, right? Like this.
He was like, "Come on, motherfucker, let's get back to the Super Bowl."
Yeah. Hey man.
That was the
I got-
best.
dude.
You looked at me like,
You know what, man? Any bit of sports, bro, gives me a twinkle in my eye and more than that.
He had a twinkle like he had the antidote, huh?
Yeah.
That gets one
Every
of
time
those.
Yeah.
you know what
Just like
happens is
that.
you say stuff and then you run, you peter out. Like you go like this, you go, what?
Yeah.
Right in my mouth. You go,
Spin on it.
yeah. So look it. We've been dancing around it and fucking around and all this other shit. But we got a bunch of fucking NFL fucking shit happen, right? I mean, everything that could happen in pretty much one single day. You got the retirement of Tom Brady,
Yep.
the lawsuit from the ex-Miami head coach,
Brian Flores.
class action. I read the class
Oh,
action.
did you?
I read it.
Okay, cool. I want to hear what you think about that from obviously from a lawyer's point of view.
All right. And then in the Super Bowl, we got the Bengals versus the Rams.
Yeah.
And I think we should, and I think you're right, Schwartz, to start here, but I think we need to turn to old Blue Eyes, right, who was playing they're not even supposed to be their game for a while.
Oh yeah. It was total reverse psychology, fucking
Superstition,
yeah,
right? And you know what? I'll tell you one other thing. I watched that game, the highlights, right? And I'm like, man, the Niners really should have won that game.
They blew it.
You blew it.
They blew it.
Right. Sean,
Yes.
did you watch that game
Of
from
course I did.
How do you where are you at when you watch that game? Like where do you sit?
I sit, I stand, I move around. Okay, so first of all, I go into that game thinking, they had a great season, so no matter what happens, I'm cool.
Right.
But then the game starts, and I'm like, fuck. First they're
start to
down,
believe.
right?
You
First they're
start to
down, I'm like, hey, hey.
Right.
It's
It's
the
just
seat.
warm up, whatever.
They're probably going to lose. It's all good, whatever. We had a great season.
Right.
But then when they get up,
You
I'm
start
like,
to believe.
holy shit.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
I hate
My
that.
hopes
feeling.
get up, and they go to halftime.
And you're
then,
looking at how much more game there's left.
right.
And mind
I'm just
you-
like, burn the clock.
Hold on. And you got to remember, they came out with a turnover early on in the game that set them up. And if you're anything like me, you start getting nervous because you're like, that's the kind of like shit that happens that turns into a blowout, and that these people are mentally ready to win this motherfucking game.
Right. And you also have the fact that he already knows that the Bangles are the
That's
opponent
true.
in the Super Bowl. So he's not just starting to dream that they're going to beat the Rams, but they're going to go to the Super Bowl and win this
Right,
fucking
because
thing.
they already beat the Bengals.
There's a chance. There's a real chance now.
We got a chance.
How do you do the half? The half's got to be fucking torture. Like, what do? You go, you make some hot dogs.
No, you know what? I constantly follow Twitter, I have like a special feed that's just like all kind of like football related shit.
Dude, you're like that monkey with the shit implanted in its brain, bro.
Yeah.
Only it's a little football chip.
Yeah, he's got a
Right.
football chip.
NFL chip, Madden chip.
Right.
Right. I got to tell you guys, I'm like, I mean, not to get off the subject, I'm already into the next season and following. Like,
Well, and you say all that, but I actually called Blue Eyes up because the Niners had fallen on some pretty hard times for a minute there, right? And Seahawks are now down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I called up old Blue Eyes and I'm like, how do you survive this, man? Like, what do you do? And he gave me some pointers.
Guy's been surviving it his whole fucking life.
I know, but I asked him for the pointers. What do you do?
Their glory days was a long time.
Yeah, no, but dude, think about this though, really, because if you think about it, the Niners have been in the Super Bowl. Like this would have been the third time in the last like 5 years if they would have made it.
Right.
Which is fucking nuts. You think that they haven't been
Okay,
good?
but I think there's like a 15-year chunk in between that.
Well, they've been a
there
long time
was
since they
there's
won.
Mike
on.
Singletary and like all those other years, Chip Kelly and Chamasula and
Yep.
all this other shit. But like, I mean, the Harbaugh years were fucking fantastic.
Yeah, but like, so what did you tell when I called you up and I'm like, man, how do you get through a fucking loser
I
season?
can't remember what I told you.
Jesus Christ, you can't remember shit because of that chip in your head.
Yeah, that's right.
He was like, bro, it's all about next season. What you do is
Oh, yeah.
you get excited about the draft.
Draft picks.
You
Yep.
start getting into all that.
Oh, it's so
Let
good.
that
Takes
carry
your fucking
your broken heart through the thing.
All the first and second year players that are going to be getting into that third year, that show me year when they're coming into their own. They got a few
got a lot to
guys in the
prove.
defensive backfield that have that, and so their defense. I mean, Niners are actually pretty well situated.
You believe that they
for
are
a
about
run.
to? Do you think that they're about to give it a run right now?
I believe that they're going to be one of the preeminent teams in the NFC. I think what depends on if they're going to actually make a run and compete for not only winning the division but winning titles is going to be if Trey Lance is the
Pans
real
out.
deal. Because they're giving up on Jimmy G. I mean, Jimmy G at his exit press conference, he said, I'm looking forward to getting traded to a team that's all about winning right now. So I think, which everybody kind of knew the writing was on the wall that this was it, no matter how far he took it, and they love Jimmy G and all that. But they're moving away from him, and they're going to give the keys
To a
to a
young
guy, to a kid. Now he's supposed to be great, but
He's a kid nonetheless.
he's a kid nonetheless. And when you make a bet like that on your franchise in the NFL, getting it wrong can set you back years. Because if you have, they have studs, Bosa, Kittle, Fred Warner, like guys on the defensive line, the defensive backfield, that guy James, who's really good. The running back, I can't even think of his name
Elijah
right now.
Mitchell.
Yeah, Elijah Mitchell.
Plus
they
Raheem Mostert.
Right,
I mean,
Debo, Raheem
Debo.
Mostert, like all these guys. But if you get in a quarterback that's not the real deal, you're going to have 2 or 3 years of waste, or let's say 2 years of wasted years for those other guys.
Yeah,
and it
but
doesn't.
hold on a second. So
Seen it.
listen, all of that is if you're working with management and an owner that's trying to win, right? And so this kind of like quarterback curveball, a pig in a poke, all that bullshit, right? Brian Bosworth, all that shit, right? That's if you're working with guys that are trying to be honest up at the front office. Problem is, right, as the ex-head coach of the Miami Dolphins fucking said, his fucking owner was telling him to throw games and he'll give him an extra $100,000
That-
per loss.
Fucking ridiculous.
That's so insane because it goes at the integrity of the NFL.
Wait.
Yeah, okay,
Say-
bring it up.
Yeah, because I was peeping up on that. Say it again.
So
It's real
the
good.
ex-head coach who had back-to-back winning seasons for the Dolphins,
African American head coach, I think we need to know that.
right, for African American History Month, for sure. You're right. Black fucking coach. His owner told him, every game you lose, I'll give you an extra $100,000. So if he lost 11 games straight, he'd be $1.1 million richer on top of what he's getting paid.
And this was the year before Joe Burrow was slated to come out and be the number 1 pick, which he was for the Bengals.
Think about that. Really think about that. Think about the owner throwing games. Now you might say, you might do the calculus and say, well, the guy wants a top pick. Guy wants a top pick. You got to do what you got to do. But think about all of the guys on the team that are depending on the head coach to call the right plays, to make the right moves, to win games so that they would have stats that their bonuses are tied to.
And also the sacrificing of their bodies and their lives.
Right.
I mean, this is not any normal job.
Right.
Every fucking play can be their last.
Listen to this. And not only could every play be their last, but their paychecks, their worth in the league is partially tied to how these games go. And if they got a head coach that's being told, call the wrong plays, do the wrong shit, make sure you lose these games, and I'll give you $100,000.
Yeah.
And maybe it would be for a pick. Maybe, I don't know exactly the whole thing.
I would. Here's what I'm thinking too. When you really, really think about it, who else is? Just think about it in simply economic terms, money-wise.
Yeah.
How many toes are those guys stepping on with their little conversation on all the other guys that are gambling?
Oh,
Right.
Think about that. Think about what Vegas thinks of that if they're not privy to that.
well,
You're now stealing money from people much bigger than who you guys are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
You're now fucking up action. These consequences, these have ripple effects of people much,
Or you're guaranteed,
they're in on it.
or you're guaranteeing action for some big people.
And I think that this, if it's actually true as alleged in the story, I think this story actually has a better chance of putting a dent in what we now know as the NFL than even the head injury and CTE shit. Because gambling is such a huge part of the NFL. Fantasy football is such a huge part of the NFL. And this goes directly at the integrity of the game.
Well, let's throw the icing on the cake here. And the owner of the Miami Dolphins, that same year, 2019, he sunk $18 million into buying or investing in some sort of gambling
Right.
endeavor.
Yep.
So I'm not sure
A
what
casino.
it was. Something.
And
Or online betting.
Sports betting.
Yeah, sports
I think,
betting.
all right,
that's
so going
fucking
back,
nuts.
There's no way that you can tie those two together, man. It's too.
You mean gambling in sports?
No, having like somebody in that position investing
you
in something like
shouldn't-
that is what do they call it?
Conflict of
Conflict of
interest.
interest, man.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
Wow.
Well, never before, really. I mean, sure,
Well-
you could say that, but
Wait,
that's
wait.
now, if this turns out to be true, I mean, that's you're right.
If you are an owner or you are somehow connected to a professional franchise team,
That's what happened to Eddie DeBartolo.
you shouldn't be able to have ownership or be involved or but connected at the same time
Right.
to any type of betting and anything. I mean, we all know that would make sense.
Right, but those constraints have been loosened the last couple of years
Right.
as betting has become legal in a lot of states.
It's become
and
a bigger
stadiums
well,
having-
so now, let me put this in a perspective, because along with this lawsuit, when I was going through it, right, the owner of the Dolphins had Brian Flores out on his yacht for a fucking lunch. Okay, we're talking about Florida. They came back from lunch, and the owner said, by the way, I've got a prominent quarterback that's coming down that wants to meet you.
I wonder who that is.
A prominent quarterback that remained nameless in the complaint.
Brady.
Who's Brady?
It's Brady.
It has
It
to
had
be.
It has
He
to
went
be
to
Brady.
Tampa.
Yeah, it has to be Brady. There's the New England Patriot connection with Brian Flores. He was there for years. No, and the Dolphins were one of the teams that it was talked about that he may go to.
I mean, basically. And Brian Flores, because he's an honest dude, did not want to meet with that guy.
Yep.
And that was when the owner turned around and said, this Brian Flores is a real pain in the ass. He doesn't want to fucking play. And when you get that kind of reputation, it's kind of like Hollywood when you're an actor and you're like, hey, man, you ain't paying me right. This is all fucked up. You know what? You got this fucking guy with caps and a gun and he's running around firing it off. That's dangerous. And then you say some shit that's real like that and they go, there's a problem. He's hard to work with.
Yep.
And that's a telegraph to everybody that's on the inside. He's not going to cheat the way we want him to cheat. And so you're out. And in that also complaint, he was a legend because there's a rule in NFL where because they've already acknowledged, they've already said the NFL is like, yeah, we don't have black quarterbacks, we don't have black coaches. Everybody's seen it as a problem since time immemorial.
Yep.
There was a time when certain individuals were proud of that fact because it's like, yeah, we still got our plantation. We're still doing our thing. So then they were like, all right. We'll at least include some minorities in the interview process. And
The Rooney Rule.
Right.
Rooney, Mickey Rooney. Did you ever see his hands?
Yeah.
So the thing is so he goes.
It's not for him. It was for Art Rooney.
Right, I know. So he goes. So Brian Flores is texting with Bill Belichick, right? And now these are supposed to be bona fide interviews when you go on a head coaching. Like you go there, it's the Rooney Rule. Then you're gonna get in there and you're gonna get a fair shot. And they're gonna look at the objective criteria. You ain't gonna fuck around. Ain't gonna be any of this bullshit. And Billecheck texted him and said, "Hey, I just heard from you're their guy, man." Right? 3 days before Brian Flores goes in for an interview. 3 days before everyone that's doing the interviewing, that's telling them, you got a fair shot, buddy. Come on in. And these interviews are brutal. Like, it ain't no, like, filling out some shit for 7-Eleven and hoping they don't call your fucking parole, right? It's fucking, like, all day, how do you do, blah. So, multiple people, that kind of bullshit. And then Belichick hits him back on text. And Belichick is named, and Belichick, his text is shown, and it says, "Oh, my bad. They picked someone else already for you. I'm sorry about that." And Belichick had some insight on, I think it was the New York Giants.
Yeah, and it was because actually the guy who the Giants hired was a coach on his staff and a coach that actually worked with Brian Flores years ago, a guy, Brian Dable. Longtime quarterbacks coach for the Patriots.
So essentially what Belichick's text did was let Brian Flores know 3 days before that the selection had already been made and that this Rooney Rule interview was just to check the box for PC bullshit. And then
So is Belichick in trouble too?
No, I think Belichick actually, from when I'm looking at it and thinking about it, I think Belichick is actually helping Brian Flores. Mm-hmm. I think Belichick is on the side of these should be real fucking things, and you can use my name and text to build up the case that all this shit that they're not following in good faith, the Rooney Rule. Belichick is behind, I think, helping Flores because his text is the proof that everyone in the fucking community knew that the decision was already made, even though they're pretending like they're really going to interview you. Because they just want to be able to say they talked to a black coach before they hire the real guy.
And the Giants are actually, sorry to interrupt, the Giants, I believe, are the only team in the NFL that has never had a prominent, like a coordinator or a head coach African-American. They had an African-American GM for a bit, but they're notoriously known throughout the league as not being inclusive in terms of that,
racist,
having equality amongst the ranks.
And then what were you going to say, Sean?
I was going to say he also had an interview with the Broncos,
right?
And he met them. He went to Denver and met them,
right?
And they all showed up. Everybody who was in the interview, I guess, hungover,
including John Elway, just
over an hour late,
right?
And they were like,
like they don't give a fuck.
As John Elway would probably do.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate John Elway.
A lot of people do.
I hate his teeth and I hate his face.
A lot of people do.
I hate his teeth and his face. So that's what's going on. So, but it's a class action on behalf of, right, all the other coaches,
right,
of color that are getting shafted and mistreated, and other coaches that are white having losing seasons. And that's all very understandable. Then you have a coach with 2 back-to-back winning seasons, but he's black and he doesn't want to throw games. Now he's a problem.
Right. And, I mean, dude, like this last year, the Dolphins beat the Patriots twice. That's an AFC East. And the fact that he's beating up on Belichick and giving him a hard time, if that coach was white, he's never getting fired, dude. Never getting fired. That guy did it with a subpar roster, a subpar quarterback. And you know what? This guy, all reports about this guy is he's not looking for a payday. He's looking for real change. And so we're going to see.
He's willing to ruin his career to do it.
Yeah.
He's willing to say, fuck it. Somebody's got to step up and take the fucking hit. Right? And I'm going to do it because this is fucking bullshit. This ain't football. This ain't John Madden's football. Right? That's about skill, wits, and heart. And all of this is a fucking it's not a free market. It's a fixed market.
It's a lie.
Football is all about sacrifice too, man. You sacrifice your body, you sacrifice for your brothers, you sacrifice fame. Look at the guys who block for the running backs. A lot of these guys.
Let me ask you this and take it there. What do you think is going to happen for this fucking Super Bowl, man?
Well,
what's going to happen, man? Where are we at with this fucking thing? I mean, I got my opinions. I want to hear some opinions.
Man, for
L.A. If the L.A. Rams in the Super Bowl in L.A.
At SoFi.
At SoFi. Think about that.
I really wish that you didn't bring that up, man.
This may never happen again like this. This could very well never happen again. Has that happened?
It happened last year. The Bucks. It's crazy that it's happened 2 years in a row. But last year, the Super Bowl was at Raymond James Stadium. The Bucks home field. They played in it and they won. Now, first year of SoFi, we get the Super Bowl and the fucking Rams are in it.
Listen, wait, is that that's like your sort of like LA cut? Yeah. The Lambs. I mean the Rams. All right, but listen.
The Rams.
Right. But listen, the reason why I don't want
the
you
Raiders, they're not the Raiders. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna
it's in Las Vegas next year.
Yes.
Allegiant.
And that means the Raiders are going to be there.
Sure.
Man, I'm sick and tired of these fucking... I fucking hate that all of the fucking stadiums or whatever the fuck they're called these days are all named after shit-ass companies.
Chinese fuck
I hate Allegiant, even stupid, dumb American company. Allegiant.
What about Crypto.com Arena, the new Staples Center?
You know what? Let's go back to motherfucking...
Yeah, they changed it
changed the thing,
on Christmas Day. They changed it.
I mean, what does it mean anymore? What else is for sale?
You know what it...
Your children?
Next.
The reason why I trip out about this is because I'm torn. Okay? I'm torn. Now, listen. I love the fact that LA is in the Super Bowl. Okay? Listen, I know people run around. And I saw Conejo's fucking post. He's down for the Rams because LA. He's an LA dude. I get all that. I'm not against it, but I'm torn because I also love the Bangles, and I don't even know why. But I love the motherfucking Cincinnati goddamn Bengals.
They're a great story, man.
Man, Skyline Chili, Middle America,
Icky Woods.
Huh?
The Icky Shuffle.
Icky Shuffle. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what do I do? I can't not root for the LA Rams, but I also can't not root for the fucking Bengals.
Why don't we ask Lux?
Well,
we know what he's doing. We know who he's riding with.
No. He's talked a big one about the young quarterback over
I know, man.
WKRP. What do you leave that out on the fucking side?
Joe Burrow is my favorite football player. Okay,
he's
period.
Phenomenal.
I know he is. I've been knowing he is.
He's got that
a long time ago,
he's
bro.
Hey,
I give you props because you've been on him from the jump.
Yeah, I love Joe Burrow. He's my favorite quarterback. I got to root for that guy and stick with that guy. When the Raiders were in it, I went with the Raiders.
Right.
Raiders, not doubt.
Right.
Yes, I'm from Los Angeles. Yes, I love L.A. But the L.A. Rams ain't my L.A. team. The Raiders were. That's my team. I got to stick with it. But I ain't giving up on Joe. So I got to roll with Cincinnati on this. I'm sorry, you guys. I got to roll with Joe Burrows on this.
Do you think that they'll actually win?
And once they win one, then I'll back up off of it, and I'll stay up off of that. But let my guy get one. I got to root with him.
Forget your support. Do you actually think they're going to win?
Oh, all that bullshit? I tell you this, man. I believe from the gate that Joe Burrows is the type of quarterback that can lead a team to victory. I think he would have already, if he wasn't injured, this already would happen. And I think he is going to win. And I absolutely feel like, I believe it's in his destiny to do this.
Okay.
Schwartz.
What?
prediction. Where are we going? And who do you back? And don't be fucking trying to be Mr. Nice all the time, you bastard. Come on.
I am going to probably not care who wins. Like I won't be no. I won't be disappointed if, and that's not often
No.
the case.
You got to pick one, or you have to fuck Ruby in hell. Okay, so let's go. Pick one.
I will say that the Rams are going to win the Super Bowl by a score of 31-20.
Wow.
Or 34-20, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if it gets a touchdown or less, I actually like the Bengals to pull it off. But if they can keep at least a 2-score distance between themselves and the Bengals, I think that they'll finish it off. I think that Joe Burrow will probably win a Super Bowl in his career. I think it's too early for him. I like him. I think that they have too many holes on their defense that the Rams and Sean McVay will exploit.
Yeah, listen, I want to say something too, and it's obvious with that answer, right? But no, I do trust Schwartz and Sean about what they're about, because these guys they're paying way more attention to football than I am.
Oh, well, okay.
But I'm really
with
like
the
this
Bengals.
kid, Joe Burrow.
I'm
Are
with
you?
the Bengals.
So
And
you're on my side.
I'm on your side. Okay, now, fucking
Shit.
Blue Eyes.
Yeah,
We
Blue
heard
Eyes. Break it
one
down.
half of the Hound of Hell, the second
Right.
half of the
Yeah.
Hound of Hell. To give us the deal.
I would love for the Bengals to win, but the Rams are going to obliterate them. That O-line is going to get victimized. I'm telling you, dude, it's going to be fucking...
Joe Burrow may not see the second half.
They were saying that was going to happen in the.
No, Joe Burrow may not see the second half. He might not see the second quarter.
I'm telling you, man, that line is going to fuck them up. The Niners have a way better line, and they got fucking beat. Their line got pushed around. They're the number one line and fucking defensive line in the league. And then you're looking at the Bengals, who probably have like
Yeah, but did you see? Listen,
29-30, something like that.
hey,
The
but did
O-line's
you
not good.
see Burrow's running around?
This is what gives me hope. Because, man, he did a fucking fantastic job.
I mean, there was
A
times
fantastic job.
where he
against-
was in the grasp and it was clear he was sacked and he somehow got out
Oh, my
of
God. He's magical.
Magic Right.
He
trick.
is fucking magical. Now, that's the thing. That's the thing. He's
Son
mobile.
of a bitch.
If he can fucking buy a little time and figure out, he could pull it off, dude, because he's accurate. He rolls out.
Yes.
He's
He'll
fucking.
run some yards.
it. Yes.
Oh, my God.
If you
So-
leave a little open gap, he's going to run that. He's not afraid to run.
I'm saying if the O-line can do just enough to give him 5 fucking seconds of a lead time, with his feet.
But can his receivers? Does he have the receivers to?
Well, he's got
yeah.
Joe
With?
Mixon.
Jamar Chase.
Not that he's a receiver, but
Jamar Chase, I mean, that
Yeah,
guy's
he's
the
good.
truth, man. Like T.
That's
Higgins.
the kid who came with him.
That's the kid who came from LSU this year. But, I mean, I think he's literally taken over 25 sacks just in the playoffs. And he hasn't played anybody. Aaron Donald is going to be on the other side fucking staring at him. That motherfucker.
the problem isn't Aaron Donald because they'll double team him or whatever.
The problem is
the problem is everybody else won't be
Right.
double teamed.
Right, yeah.
And they'll be fucking the edge.
Von Miller,
Oh my God.
well, how
Von Miller's
how
gonna be
deep
super
was
disruptive.
Kansas City's D line?
Yeah.
not that deep. I mean, they're okay, but they're
Wait a
not.
minute.
They're not.
Everybody was saying that their defense was really
No.
some shit.
Nah,
no?
well,
Okay.
maybe people did, but they're fucking idiots because Chris Jones is like great, and that's about it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I mean, dude, you're talking about worlds of differences
Okay.
between the Rams defense and defense in whole, not just the defensive line. And I mean, man, I just it's very tough for an NFL quarterback in year 2 to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I loved it. And literally, if they beat the Rams, I'm not a Rams fan, so I'm not going to be disappointed.
How long do the Rams have to be in L.A. before you have to get behind the Rams because you're from L.A.?
I won't. The LA team that I support is the Chargers, if anything.
Where do they play?
They play at SoFi.
I haven't even. I feel like for some reason I didn't even. I know that they exist, but I feel like I didn't.
It's the smartest move ever. They put that stadium in. They're not only going to have Super Bowls, college title games, concerts, but they have 2 NFL teams. So every week of the NFL season, they have a home game.
All right, so check this out. So, so we've got it all, but I want to turn it to motivation real quick. Because, Steve, I know it's a fucking big Lux fucking segue.
Motivation.
Yeah, but we're talking about winning. We're talking about championships. We're talking about what it takes to get over on the top.
Sir.
And so we've been putting together, right? We're working on putting together a motivational audio book.
The hard way. The hard 5.
The hard 5, right?
Hard 5.
5 key concepts.
Yes.
So because of that, I want to get and where are you going, Schwartz? We don't need the notes.
We got it right
back
here.
over here,
We got it
you
right here,
fucker.
partner.
We don't need any notes.
The jamoke.
You don't need to be reading off no notes.
Jamoke.
We're improving right now. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to go too deep into it because there's a lot to.
What is that?
And get your weird coal black fingers off that thing. Your fingers look crazy. Look like you got.
Talking about
They look they look like they got nothing but nicotine and tar all over them. Remind me of my Auntie Gloria. All right, now look.
I see.
Okay. What is it?
weed ash.
Is that what that is?
My packing thumb, bro.
Packing what? Jesus Christ. All right, now look. I want to get since we're experts in motivation, Schwartz, you're a disciplined, motivated dude.
Yes.
I want you to listen to this. This, I think, is maybe one of the best things, and I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to ask for your reactions because I think this is good, and it's good for our audience to hear.
You going to get 50%? You think you going to give 70%? You think you're going to give 80? I watch y'all. Y'all good, but you need to be great in this league too. You're real good at what you do, but some of you don't finish. You look good in the first. You look good in the second. But the fourth with the last 3 minutes, I can tell. With the last 3. Listen to me. The real beast is the last 4 minutes. The real beast is when their legs give out. The real beast when they tired. The real beast find a way to pull something out when nobody else ain't got nothing.
What do you think of that? What do you think?
Truth, man. It's all about the fourth quarter, bro.
Oh.
It's all about the fourth quarter. I did something. I talked about it one day. I talked about this guy that gave a speech that coached a football team that was never supposed to win the championship. And it was like they had trained and worked all for the fourth quarter. Their whole mindset was all about the fourth quarter. And that's how they got and they won. And they beat this team that was supposed to beat because they were done in the fourth and these guys were ready to go in the fourth like they were in the first.
Yep.
And there was like a story about it. And then the coach says in this thing, he goes, life, I wasn't coaching them to win that. I was coaching them for life so that they go through their life. It's all about like the fourth quarter, man. It's how you, it's there, man. Everybody can do whatever, but it's when, how you pull through when
when everything's on the line.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think is the fourth quarter of life? When is that?
I think that we go through like many fourth quarters of life throughout life, and it's finishing on some things. But the fourth quarter I look at is like maybe the final chapters you might refer to of your life, which for me, I feel like I'm in the fourth quarter of my life.
So right now, this speech, when your legs give out, when there's nothing left, when you're getting tired, when you feel like you got nothing left, when it seems like you're in that mode right now.
When the muscles and the shiny smile and the start going away and the gray hair and the thing. And what's going to carry you through is whatever you invested in the first 3 quarters. And if you invested nothing, then that fourth quarter ain't going to look good, and you're going to lose.
Schwartz, what quarter of life are you in right now?
I'd say I'm probably in the late second or third.
What do you hear when you hear this man, Eric Thomas, say?
Oh, man, it makes me want to it reminds me of being, that was always kind of sports, what that meant to me, and that's kind of how I was all the time. And so when I hear that shit, my legs start to twitch.
You got twitchy legs. Sean, what are you hearing? What court are you in?
I'm not. I don't. It doesn't ring true for me like my lifetime, right? What to me, fourth quarter means when you're lonely, when you're broke, when you're depressed, when you're sad, like all these types of things. When you feel like shit, and you don't want to get out of bed, or you don't want to fucking get on the phone and talk to anybody. You just want to be by yourself because you're feeling fucking depressed or in your shit. That's when it matters. That's what, when he says that's what fourth quarter means to me.
I'm from Detroit. I watched Barry Sanders do it. I watched Barry, no yards in the first quarter. No yards. The Lions were sorry. Offensive line was sorry. They was killing Barry. Some kind of way, though, in the fourth quarter when the big boys, when the linebackers got a little tired, fourth quarter, 4 minutes left, when they was giving out, Barry, boom, 80 yards, touchdown. I'm like, Barry, why you don't got no dance? I know I'm old. Go back and watch Barry. He never was there. I said, Barry, why you ain't dance? Because he said, I know I'm gonna get to the end zone. This gonna be a regular thing. I'm gonna get to beast mode. Write that down. Write that down. Beast mode. Write that down. Write that down. Beast mode.
You know who he's talking to right now? He's talking to San Francisco. He's talking to San Francisco. San Francisco hired this guy to come in.
I know, and I get it, and I think that's wonderful, but am I the only one getting fucking funnies from the fucking irony?
What's the irony?
Because the NFC title game, they fucked off the fourth quarter.
No, that's what he's saying. Right. He's telling him, you got to listen to this. He was brought in to motivate these motherfuckers, and when Sean was saying they went a little further than I think they were supposed to go, he's there telling them, but you're right. And he was being honest. This guy was paid, he gets 70 grand, 80 grand to come in and do this shit, right? And he was telling them, I watched you all. And you're great. You're good. But I seen you in the fourth quarter and you start to fucking give out. And just as you pointed out, Schwartz, it is ironic that the game they lost, they should have won. And that goes right to the fucking heart of the matter.
And I feel bad, Sean. I'm not trying to talk shit about them. I'm with
go
you.
ahead.
No, but I'm serious. I don't want you to think I'm saying that, but like, not only did they, and that happens, especially in playoffs, man, people give up leads. That's what happens. But there was a specific play that, like, literally,
yes,
there couldn't have been an easier play for the guy to make. Right.
Listen, this is why they say winners win, losers lose.
They also say winners win and losers make excuses. So
now listen to what I'm saying to you. What he's trying to do is break through a loser mentality for a pretty decent team. He's trying to break through a loser mentality. Steve, you ever had the experience of having team members that fucking have a loser mentality, and no matter how much shit they talk in the first quarter, whatever you're dealing with, at the very end, they don't show up. They show up empty, and they fucking tank the whole thing?
Because they're a fucking lazy fraud fake.
That's right. And
a lazy fraud fake.
And so I'm saying, I'm watching this. Dude, I listen to this every morning right now. Right now. First thing I do when I get up.
Lazy, fat, fraud, fake.
That's losers lose. They lose because they got a mindset of losing. They want to lose. They say they don't want to lose, but they don't want to put in the work.
Right. Every single day. All right, on three, every single day. 1, 2, 3. Come on, y'all.
You hear that? That's San Francisco. Every single day.
I flew 5 hours to get here. Give me some energy. I just told you I was in Dubai. That was a 13-hour flight. I was just in Chicago. Then I had to go to Milwaukee. Then I went back, drove 3 hours to get to the airport in Detroit. Come on, give me something. 1, 2, 3. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 1, 2, 3. And if you're not willing to do it every single day, you're not going to beat the man that's doing it every single day. I'm not the best. I'm not better than Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Les Brown. I'm not the best. But they have not outworked me.
You hear that?
They haven't outworked me.
Are you listening to that? You're not going to beat the guy that's doing it every single day if you're not doing it every single day.
How are you going to beat that guy? How are you going to beat that?
If you're not doing it every single day,
you have no business.
You don't have to be the greatest. You just have to work the hardest.
You could send the toughest motherfucker you want into that jiu-jitsu studio. And you take some kid that fucking weighs 90 pounds but fucking studies every day in that motherfucker, and he's going to pencil up that big guy. That big guy has no business walking in there thinking he's going to whoop everybody's ass.
How many guys can you think of right now, without saying names, that aren't really doing it every single day and they're getting the results? They're getting the goddamn results that they ain't doing it every single day. How many guys do you know right now? Right now. Sean, how many guys you know right now, they want the results of every single day, but they ain't getting?
Oh, come on. Come on. I mean, everybody I know. Everybody I know wants the recognition or the muscles or whatever it is.
The money.
The money.
The respect.
Right.
Some people walk into a room and they go, I ain't got no motherfucking respect. I should be being respected right now. Because guess what? I'm here. So you should respect me. I'm entitled to it because of X, Y, and Z. But they ain't doing it every day. They ain't setting the fucking bar high enough for themselves to be commanding any respect from anybody.
They better than me. They speak better than me. I got a GED, doggone it. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. They better than me. I just get up every day at 3 and give you a video. I just get up every day at 12 and give you another one. I just get up at 5 and give you another. I'm not the best. I'm a beast. I'm not the fastest. Like, I want to tell y'all a secret. Please don't share this away from here because I'm about to develop it and make it into like a shirt and stuff. Y'all see people be having the lions? You ever seen people like with the shirts with the lions where they tattoo a lion? You know the lion is 30%. Do you know that the hunting rate of a lion is 30%? So if a lion come after you, you got almost a 70% chance of getting away from a man. Go watch it on TV. You got a chance of getting away from a man. Go watch it. Like the lion, rah, jump on top. And then I'm out. Sometimes you'll see 2 lions on top and some kind of way they still get out. Y'all know who the real king of the jungle is?
Do you know? Do you know who the king of the jungle is? What's your guess, Schwartz?
It's the hippo, right?
Steve? What do you guess?
I think the elephant is.
Okay.
The African wild dog. They got an 83% chance. When they come get your butt, it's an 83% chance they're going to kill you. A lion only got like 30, 33. But the reason why the lion is considered the king of the jungle is because of his mane. Because of the way he look and he roars. The hyena don't look like that. But I bet you if you pay attention, you'll see a lion's mouth in the hyena. You'll see a lion head in the hyena mouth. Why? Because the hyena knows that he got that look, but he ain't necessary to be the king of the jungle, y'all. Okay, so let me tell you why the African wild dog. Number one, they can run like about 60, 70 miles per hour. That's not impressive. The cheetah can do that. But the cheetah can only do it for about a mile. Them boys can do it for about 5, 6 miles. Imagine somebody chasing you at 60 miles per hour for 5, you gonna get tired. They run in packs, and watch this one. Y'all gotta write this one down. They communicate like no other animal. They communicate to one another. If y'all want to be champions, you got to communicate to each other. Number one, I need my seniors, my vets, those who know that this ain't no game, this is life. You got to be a leader, y'all. You got to hold these boys accountable, man. For real, man. You can't let these dudes come in when they want to come in, eat whatever they want to eat when they want to eat, do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. Why? Because your success is... Ma, you worked out today? How many hours you work out? 3 hours. He on vacation, 3 hours, y'all. Y'all got to hold people accountable. Who you running with?
Hold people accountable.
Hold them accountable.
What does that make you think about, Steve? When you hear a guy talking about that, and he's saying the older dudes, they got to hold the younger dudes accountable. You can't just let them come in and do what they want to do.
I agree.
Man, you look like you're thinking, bro. Schwartz, what do you hear, man?
It's funny. It's similar what I've heard when they talk about like Navy SEALs, about how a lot of them aren't like necessarily the best at everything, but same thing like with the dogs. totally translates to a sports team or a business or whatever. When you have communication, when you have effort, when you have all that, it's and it's a big thing for a team. I think it's a great lesson and great words. And
see, I hear that, man. I hear that, and I get convicted. I get convicted, man. I get turned on fire inside. I burn inside. I burn, bro. I fucking burn. And I sit there and I listen to that and I go, where am I at on that fucking? Where am I at? Serious.
Yeah.
I don't fucking play games with this shit. I ask myself, where am I at? You know, it's not a joke to me. It's not a game to me. It's not a fucking. This is why sometimes, right? I go over the top, right? I think to myself, when I see this shit, I get so fucking crazy, and I think to myself like. You know, my legal team, my podcast team, my family team, where am I at? Am I communicating? Am I showing up every day with this high energy, high effort? Right? I can think about what we're going to do with this motivation. I think about this audiobook. I think about fucking knowledge. I think about all the shit I go through to be able to show up here with fucking things. It ain't something that come natural to me. It seems like it does because I put so much work in. Man, when I was in school, do you know that they used to shit on me on my writing? They used to shit on me. I hated English. I hated English at UC Berkeley. I hated English. I had to go to a substitute school for one semester because my writing was subpar. I was raised on the reservation. And then I was raised at one of the worst high schools in America called Fife High School. If you're listening to this, Fife High School, you're a shithole, podunk, loser teachers, loser system. Really.
What's the name of the school?
Fife High School.
Fuck Five High School.
And
Burn that thing down.
I had to go to CSU Hayward for 1 quarter.
Fuck them too.
Like writing essays and stuff like that?
That's
or
right.
Papers?
That's right. And you know, there was an old lady professor. Smelled like pee.
Pee.
And I wrote my fucking paper, right? When she was serious, and she was one of these fucking old ladies with the fucking chain on her goddamn. Oh. Okay? And she pulled me aside secretly and said, come into my office. I need to talk to you about your paper. And I thought I was going to get an award. That's right. How dumb I am.
Mm. Well, no, because it's one thing to know the subject but you have to know how to set up an actual paper and an essay and stuff like that. Is that kind of what happened? Like you knew the shit, but she was like,
what is your purpose in telling me that? Why? I'm not getting mad. I'm just asking you.
No, the purpose.
Why would you add that comment right here? Not for a podcast reason. I'm asking like emotionally or interpersonally. What was that comment supposed to be?
No, I've had experience with that way back in the day, and it was an issue for me too in writing papers. So that's why I was sharing that. That's why I said that.
All right, because it kind of felt like you were relieving the pressure on me. A little bit. Well, you know the subject, Chumahan, you just don't know how to set it up yet. Right? Because I said I was so dumb, I thought I was going to get an award. I thought she was pulling me aside to say, man, you write like Billy the Kid Shoots.
Right.
And when I walked in there, she looked at me and she said, you think you're going to get into Berkeley?
Right.
You know? You think you're going to get into Berkeley writing like that? And she pointed out the stuff, and it was embarrassing. Oh, bro. My fucking spine curdled. I have fought tooth and nail every step of the way to become a better writer. And I'm still not that great, but I'm better. And I only bring that up to say that I put a lot of energy into all this. The thing that does come easy to me, talking. That comes easy to me. But the other shit don't. So I'm asking you, Schwartz, when you hear all this, what is an area in your life that you feel like I can level up?
Oh, Jesus, so many. But I'm trying to level up recently on just taking care of my mental health. So that's an area right now that I'm actively trying to work on.
And in what way are you going to take care of? What way have you not been taking care of your mental health?
Well, I've been not setting boundaries with family members, or setting the boundaries, but not, unfortunately, due to some, a lot of dysfunction. There's a dance that I've gotten in with certain family members where, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, they know, regardless of me screaming to them, telling them that I can't do it, that when it comes down to it, I will do it. And no matter me saying, no, I can't do this anymore, it's bad for me, I can't, and they'll know that I'll do it. And the other fucked up part is that I know that I'll do it.
Right. It's part of you doing it, saying you can't do it.
Right. And it's really, really fucked up, and it's gone on for a lot of years. And
wait, stop.
Yeah.
Why are you going to do it?
Why am I going to do it?
Yes.
Because I deserve to have that and to care enough about myself to do that and to make that change.
No. Why are you Why, when you say I can't do it, do you and everybody?
Guilt.
So guilt comes from committing a crime or violating a rule.
Right.
So what crime or rule did you violate for you to have the guilt to make you do something you don't want to do?
No, it's just it's like inherent in me to not have to be there for family and stuff like that.
Why do you feel that you're the last house on the block to be there for people who are just going to use you up and let you die of cancer, and they are going to be gone already, and you're going to be alone? So what is it that you've done that has led you to be in a situation where you're the last house on the block for people who ain't going to be there for you?
I don't know. I haven't done anything to...
I got it. A question just right along those lines, Annie.
Go ahead.
The question might be, when was it that you forgot in this whole equation that this was your life?
Oh.
Like your life.
Right. I don't know.
When did you lose sight of that?
I don't know, man, to be honest with you, but
like you do a lot of living for others.
100%. But I'm actually like really happy about some recent tough developments that have, kind of...
No. The question was, how old do you think you were when you lost sight that this is your life?
I don't know, man. Long time. I mean, long time ago.
What? The other question I have for you, Schwartz, is where's your dad?
Huh? My father?
Yeah.
No, I mean, long not in the picture.
Right, because why?
Because when I was like 5 years old, that was a non-part of any having to do with any part of his family, anything like that.
But why?
What do you mean?
I still don't understand. I mean, I understand. Like, every one of us has a parent that fucking bailed.
Right.
So I'm trying to understand. And Steve's talked about his situation. Sean's talked about his situation. I've talked about my situation. And Ali even told us about his dad.
Right.
So I'm asking you, what were the specific circumstances that led to your dad not being a part of your life?
There were no specific specific circumstances other than my mom not, allowing me to have anything to do with... As a little kid, I wanted to, but then not.
So your mom blocked your relationship with your dad?
Well, because of his failing to kind of do what, show up when there were times that she was going to allow me to spend time with him.
So he said he would show up, set an expectation, and he didn't show up?
Correct.
And that broke your heart?
Not that I remember. I mean, I'm sure I was bummed out about it. I don't really remember that stuff, but I just remember her kind of stepping, or the story goes, stepping in and kind of not allowing me to take that hurt. So I guess she did see things that it bothered me. And of course it's going to bother a little
But
kid.
for you personally, you don't recall the specific instances.
No, I like once or twice. Like once or twice I remember, but it wasn't like...
It wasn't like every
wasn't.
thought is you gut wrenched by the door waiting for your dad.
No.
When did you
Was she trying to... Wait a minute. Let me just...
Yeah.
Was she trying to do that to protect you from...
That's
That's the
what
thought?
that was the story, but I don't know if I've ever really had like an honest fucking, who knows if that's what it was or something more.
It's interesting because I'm thinking about it now and I'm thinking like, okay, I can see the logic, right, to a certain extent, for one parent saying like, I'm going to block this because you're hurting the kid. But I guess I've seen other situations where you have a parent that is not responsible and they're fucking around, but that parent still wants to make sure that connection comes alive and stays alive because the child, even if the father or mother's fucked up, needs still some sort of connection.
Right.
What is the connection that you have with your father right now?
None. For my entire life, like my grandfather, my mother's father, was really my father. Combination of him and my mother's two of her three brothers. The combination of those three guys were like
The male figure.
combo father. Yeah, but mostly my grandfather.
Right. And so on a certain level, you feel a loyalty or an allegiance or some sort of love for your grandfather in that place.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And I can understand that, like, when you're feeling that, you wouldn't want to feel like you don't appreciate it because some people don't even have that.
Right.
And he did love you.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a loyalty factor there, but that still doesn't solve the missing element of your dad. Where is he now?
I have no idea. And I care not.
Completely out of the equation.
Yeah.
And you care not?
I care not.
How is that possible?
Because I care not.
Wait, didn't your mom tell you not to fuck with him or keep him away from you?
No. That was I'm like 5 years old. Yeah, I've had haven't talked, seen, or anything for that long. So.
And you care not?
I care not.
I even think it's interesting the way you phrase that.
Well, no, because you asked me, where is he? I have no idea.
But you also said, I care not. You just say, some people will say, I don't care. Right? But you say, I care, and then you negate it after.
I care. Nah.
Is that really different from saying I don't care?
Yes, it is, actually.
Okay. No, I believe you. I'm not.
I wouldn't believe you either way. I don't care or I care not. I wouldn't believe either one. But it's a different way that you set it up. Most people wouldn't say, I care not.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
I'm really baffled by this. So wait, you said your mother isolated you from your father.
Yeah.
Don't you want to know what his side of the story is?
No.
Why not? What if he was steady trying to get in touch with you or wanted to be involved?
Or he
in
was
your
on
life?
drugs
Because
for a
that
long
would
time,
be
and then he got
the
out.
fucking major lie. It's not like my mom's been the only person that told me anything about kind of what went down or how things were. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that would mean it's what my entire mom's side of my family has told me. This
Yeah, but it all
grand
could be
lie to
colored by
keep
what your
me-
mom told them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wow.
And it's your mom's side of the family, so they've got a certain loyalty there too.
Right.
And I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's
but-
wrong.
yeah.
There's just two versions or slight shadings.
Yeah. But honestly, in my opinion, though, if somebody has the impetus or the want to do it and it's that important, they're going to make it happen regardless of some
So you haven't
chick
seen
trying
that
to
effort.
keep.
So
Nah.
that effort hasn't been there. So you apply that to what you've heard, and they're young.
Yeah, it's it's
Right, but that's the anger there towards the father is you're saying, if you really loved me, you wouldn't have allowed these people to get in your way. You would have done
right.
fought.
Like if that's what it was, then. So I guess I could say I care not. Either way, either one you didn't make. Either one you were, you didn't make the effort. So people put a stop to it to protect me. So you're fucked up for not making the effort. And if it was all bullshit, that they were just keeping you away from me just out of their own selfish needs and not protecting me, then you're fucked up for not fighting through that. So that's like kind of on both accounts. I would say there's no.
How about the third one?
Well, the third one is
I was an idiot and I've changed and I want a relationship with
right. Yeah. That's never happened.
Is that not going to happen?
What about the fourth one, which is, my name is Schwartz, and fucked up or not, I want to know from your perspective, and I want to see who you are, and I want to see what piece of me or whatever it is, right? Like when my mom said to me, after all these years of not dealing with my mom, right? And she said, "It's Mother's Day. I want you to come spend a week with me." Like out of the blue. And I had similar feelings you had. Like I've had people try to rehabilitate my mom and be like, "Oh, she was just confused." And I'm like, "Bitch wasn't confused. She could have fucking done something, right?" I still went to go see her, not because I necessarily thought there was going to be some sort of resolution that was going to make sense for the rest of my life, but because I had to, number one, face it for myself and see what's there. And then number two, allow myself to go through the experience and take whatever it was that I was going to take from it, even if I didn't even understand at the time what it would be. Do you know where your dad is?
And I don't know if I've like totally closed the door on that. And like there's some stuff I'm trying, like, who knows? Maybe at some point I will have that need or want to do it. But
I don't know what the connection is, and obviously it's too late in the show to figure it all out and all that stuff, but I think this is a beginning ground for you to understand, or for us to dialogue about the fact that you're angry. You are. Aren't you? Am I saying anything wrong?
Oh, no. Just as a general sense, like you thought you're angry, or are you talking about... Continue, sorry. I just laughed because you said like I'm angry. I'm like,
yeah, he is, because
about this,
about everything. Well, I mean, he's generally
he admitted it.
He just said we had a whole discussion.
I'm
about
a fucking angry man.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So you're angry, right? And I feel like obviously a piece of it clearly is it's easy to be angry at the father.
I don't think angry. Y'all know something? I got to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I don't think angry is the word with this guy.
What is it?
More like he's frustrated.
Okay, what's the difference between frustration and anger?
Frustration's more inwardly, like you can see someone who's frustrated. Anger is like outward, mean to
right.
everybody.
So that energy, whatever you want to call it, I agree with you. I mean, he's trying to contain it. He's trying. That's why he snapped in a dream. He had a dream snap.
Whatever you say, partner.
You think that's wrong?
No. So whatever you say, I'm rolling with.
I'm just saying. You said angry's outward, frustration's inward. So to me, that just sounds like the same thing, whether it's going in or out.
I just said. Adios, amigos.